Personages who are here besides the baby and wonderful family members and a wonderful Moel. Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, is also here with us. He was a little bit of a skeptic in terms of whether or not we were going to be faithful to God and God's laws and mitzvot. And so just to sort of remind Eliyahu that he should have had a little more faith in us, he's invited to every bris. It's a special chair. We'll put the baby on Eliyahu's lap in one moment. First, the Moses will welcome the baby.
Zehaki say shall Eliyahu Zachmulato, Vishuas Hakabis, Hadnoisi Barty, Vishuas Quadram, Zachlasisi, Eliyahu Malachabis, Hineshal Hokbanecha, Amod Yimini Sam Khaini, Sibarty, Vishuas Hadnoi, Sosanochi Ali Marsefa, Kamot say, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Lobe Sarasefa, Vein, Lumanishula, Shreative Power, Uskaret, Ishkan Khazirefa, Nisbabatu Besefa, Kadosh Hekolefa. At the time of the bris, the Sharet HaShemayim are open. The gates of heaven are open for prayers. Please say a special tefillah, a special prayer for the baby, that he should grow to be a Talmid Chacham and a Yarei Shemayim. He should grow to be a scholar or God-fearing individual, be a source of nachas, first and foremost to himself and to his family. There should be Shalom al Yisrael. Our brothers and sisters in Israel should be protected. Please have in mind anyone who is ill, specifically my son, Baruch Nisanel Ben Golda. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim melech haolam asher tirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu al hamilot. Amen.
Amen. Yushein shenichnas labris ken yikanes l'torah l'chukah l'masim tovim. atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidash v'zivtetem l'chol b'shirosam v'zevzal chasam yot Christo de'shalchem chazos el hayet Eloheinu zurenu tzavei lahatzil yidu shorenu mishachas l'man b'zor shesam zorenu baruch atah Adonai borei tabrim. Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu, Hayim et Hayel Hazeh le'aviv u'le'imo, v'yikarei Shemo v'Yisrael, Yosef Gabriel ben David Raphael, ve'emunah Yismach ha'av Yosef al-Atzah v'sagel l'mo v'bibunah ha'katu, Yismach ha'av Yosef v'sagel v'sagel v'ne'emah, Ve'evor la'efer v'tzad v'damayit, v'yamar la'ach v'damayit hayim, v'yamar la'ach v'damayit hayim, v'ne'emar, Shalom v'shol davar shel asher karach et Avraham v'shol davar Yitzchak, v'yamneh lo v'yishol yishol v'shalom v'ne'emar, v'yamar la'amar v'shalom v'shalom v'shalom, asher tivos Elohim, hodu
Yosef, Gabriel ben David, Roel ben Nava, Worship is not Sabris, Kinshin is not Sabris. Kini Kodesh the Torah, Ulachupa, Ulamasim Tovim, and Omar Omer. Mazel tov, Mazel tov, Mazel
A bunch of men are holding him, he's screaming. He goes to mom and he's crying. Okay, my dear friends, Mazel Tov, let's give David our attention. He's going to share with us some thoughts on the baby's name. And maybe Paula's going to take the baby out, maybe not. That's up to you, Paula. So let's carefully listen to David.
Okay, thank you all for coming. So, as many of you know, we, like many others in our community, suffered through a devastating flood earlier this year. Paula was pregnant at the time, and our first thought in naming our new baby was, I guess, sort of the obvious Noah. And like the biblical ancestors who survived the flood with Hashem's guidance, we first thought it might be appropriate to remember the event and to thank Hashem in this way. But while appropriate, I don't think it would be ideal. If we were to give this name to our child, we would do ourselves a disservice. Human beings are very resilient, as we will be this morning. We bounce back from hard knocks, and in this case, risk, and we experience surges of growth after a trauma. Therapy involves storytelling. Researchers have found that people who thrive after a shock are able to tell forward-looking stories about themselves, while people who do poorly after a trauma tend to get stuck on the event. And so, what we thought here, although the name Noah might be an obvious choice, rather than name a baby, having to do with this horrible flood. We want to move on, and we want to write for ourselves and for our son a different story. So instead, the story that we want to write today is the story of our two sons as brothers. I would like it very much to parallel the story of my own family and of Paula's family, and I think there are lessons to be drawn from a biblical family of brothers of whom we have recently read. Your siblings are linked to your past, and your most important allies when trouble finds you. My own life story is speckled with many joys that come from my relationship with my brothers, and likewise, Paula enjoys a wonderful relationship with her sister. We're each blessed to have the unconditional love of our siblings, and our lives are that much more beautiful for it. That was not the case in the story of Jacob's sons, 12 brothers who appear in Gracious, and particularly in Parsha Vayeshev and Miketz, which we have recently read. Despite his inequalities, Yaakov's father took favorites, and Rachel's sons, Joseph, of course, in particular, were given special treatment, leading to jealousy, frustration, and perhaps even hatred for the other brothers. Now, to be fair, Joseph was more than a little insensitive, telling his brothers about his dream, or they all bow down to him. No, but nevertheless, that's something that he was doing. But even in this environment, where our biblical Yosef found himself in the midst of a very hostile environment, I think there's something special in the relationship in particular between Yehuda and Yosef that you might understand if you read between the lines. In Vayeshev, Judah and Reuben steer his brothers away from killing Joseph, and instead, rather than killing him, let's sell him to slavery. In particular, it's Judah who says, "Come, let us come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, but our hands are not upon him, for he is our brother." And the brothers go along with the plan, which is still not exactly nice, but it's certainly a better outcome than death at the hands of your son. Though this action, inadvertent as it was, Judah placed Joseph into the new world, where unlike the hostile environment he was left, he actually had a chance to shine and reach the full potential of his son. Incidentally, Larry, there was one time when this is something that was annoying. I don't remember what. I suggested to Mom that we were going to get in place with taxing differences. She told me, no, too Jewish. Anyway, so while this is only a small measure of protection, it's a critical piece of history. Joseph doesn't shine, and ultimately relies the highest non-inheritable position in Egypt. And the favorite later returns. In Parshat Miketz, Joseph does himself a favor for Judah in giving him a platform to demonstrate leadership and authority. So if you recall, Joseph had a goblet taken to Benjamin's possessions, find goblet in Benjamin's possessions, and they also called out Joseph because they were accused of theft. And it's Judah who sees that. And Judah, acknowledged his guilt, acknowledged his responsibility, but also love for not only his brothers, but his father as well. He tells Joseph, for your servants assume responsibility for the boy, and my father said, if I do not bring him to you, I will sin against my father forever. So now please, let your servant stay instead of the boy, as a slave to me, not him, and let him go for his son. And Joseph's reaction, as you recall, was that of fear. As he acknowledges his identity with his brothers, he doesn't have to worry, he saw his plan, he gets his famine, and invites him to come with him in Goshen. Now, of course, later, the real estate value, the job market gets worse, and we all leave, but, that's another story. We're going to talk about. So, Paula and I fell in love with the idea of a Joseph together with Judah. In choosing to give our younger son a Yosef rather than flow on blood, we hope to write for ourselves and our family a new story. And we pray that this story will be one of love, honor, and friendship between our children, and then we will take lessons from our parents, relationship with their own man. And we hope that Hashem will treat our Yosef as well as we treat finally, I have one piece of advice for the kid when he gets back. I was going to tell him that multicolored clips are out these days. That went up to 70s nowadays. Anyway, thanks for listening.